Hey there, it is Phoenix Amore. So I wanted to actually talk a little bit more about what I was talking about, building to your physique, how you want to look. Now I'm saying, you know why I'm saying this, because right now, if you don't notice how this whole Hollywood or LA thing works, let me explain something to you and why I got on this little crusade I got on. This is not to knock any women. This is to keep women grounded in reality about their health goals, however you want to say it. You may not be able to look like this other person because that other person may not have ever even had kids. So when some of them, it's ironic because it's like, why are you bragging about being looking a certain way when, okay, fine, you lost weight, but have you had kids and all that? So you have to be able to appeal to the women who have had the one or two kids, even three, four, and five kids. Again, I stress to people, I've had five sons. So you've seen me in that purple dress, right? And so I talked about having that extra skin because I have a naturally small frame. So that extra skin being stretched out in a pregnancy, right? This is where women know we get our little stretch marks, however you want to say it. So my stomach is toned as it's going to get, right? But I still have this little extra skin there. And so that's the thing that I try to, explain to women, because it can be depressing to some women if if they were small and then they've had a child and all of a sudden they're like, what, I'm working out, I can't get my stomach back the way it used to look. Sometimes it's just not realistic. You may have this little stuff happen to you. Now, what is this? This was a genetic thing, right? Where in our family we have an extra gland there. So when we get pregnant, just like the breast would get big, this would actually get big. It was painful, trust me. I thought about getting it tucked, right? So I waited because my aunt did it, my sister did it, and it came back. So this is where I try to really differentiate when I say surgeries. They've had surgeries. I'm talking about facelifts, and you know what I'm talking about, where it's stuff where they wanted to brag like everything, like they didn't have the surgeries, right? So when little tucks and stuff like that, that's different to me because this is like, okay, you've had this child, yeah, you don't like that, get that tucked, whatever. What I'm saying is outright change in your whole appearance, where people, that's why I use that analogy where it's like, is that even the same person? If you have completely changed your whole appearance to where you've even gotten rid of your own family traits, this is where it's gotten dangerous for a lot of people, and they're finally realizing it's like, I don't recognize myself. And you don't get it. Sometimes that's causing a depression in itself for some people because they're like, now I look in the mirror, I don't look like myself. So your mind is a little confusing for some folks. So let me explain this to people. Part of my crusade came from two friends that moved to California to pursue acting, singing, however you want to say it. It messed them up a little bit because their thinking became a little more shallow, but they can admit it. One of the friends was like, girl, everybody there is shallow and da 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 da. And she was spraying on tan spray, and she was like, I always feel like I have to have makeup on. And I'm like, wow, at least she can say that. But in the same instance, and this is where I got that, oh, it's really like a competitive mentality gets so instilled because it's one of those things where we were taking pictures and stuff. Do you know they did not post any pictures where I was in it? And I totally got it. It was one of those, wow, she's more attractive than us. I don't want people to see what Catherine looks like now because because they kept saying, wow, you really look good and da 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 da. And I was like, so then you go and you don't post pictures with me in it because you're kind of like, she's really looking good. But this is where now when I'm looking at some of these girls and I'm like, please stay grounded in reality. Embrace some of your own genetic traits from your family and just be happy with how you look. Stay healthy, but also stay healthy mentally. Don't be in la la land. Take care.